Welcome to Lisa Horton Crafts. Today we've got a very exciting video for you using our brand new Cloud9 dye and pigment interference ink pads. These are ink pads that are going to revolutionize what you do on a piece of paper. Ink pads can be wonderful for blending, they can be wonderful for stamping, they can be wonderful for many different reasons, but rarely do I see an ink pad that does all of it in one pad. This is going to give you beautiful, beautiful results. It's going to allow you to use one ink pad to create two different colors on one piece of card. It's going to allow you to do your blending. It's going to let you do your heat embossing. It's going to let you do your faux bleaching techniques. It's going to also let you work with your layering stencils. It's water reactive, so it lifts color from your card too. So many things that you can do. So where do we start? Let's talk about how the colors work. So when you look at all of the ink pads, you're going to see they have two different lids almost. So for example, this one here has blue on the left and like a goldy green on the right. That means on the left hand side is always your white cardstock. Left is the white cardstock and right is the black cardstock. It's not a split ink pad, it's one ink pad that creates the magic for you. So for example, when we lift the lid off of this, we're going to see one colour ink pad. So we'll pop this down here and we'll bring in our little blending brush. Grab some ink, pop it onto your white cardstock and you will get that beautiful, beautiful blue colour. If I keep going across onto the black cardstock, that colour changes. So that colour has now changed to a gold, that wonderful goldy green colour. Look at that already. Isn't that stunning? So this now creates a lot of options for you. You can use your layering stencils. You can use your background stencils. You can create that metallic, shimmery effect. Something I will talk to you about is the brushes to use. Now, I highly recommend you use our stencil brushes or a brush which is similar to this, or your blending tools, which are these. The inks do not enjoy these kind of brushes. They do not like my wonder brushes. They do not like the makeup style of brush. And the brushes kind of give you a softer look, so it doesn't transfer that ink particularly well to your cardstock. Whereas these, and anything similar you may have in your stash will work beautifully. So let me come back in and show you a little bit about the blending. So when I now go back in with this brush, it's not going to blend. They're water reactive, so you pick up your colour and you go straight back in and you can now blend over the top. You can do the same on this side, exactly the same. The reason for this is because that mica content dries fast. So to reactivate it, we made them water reactive, which means your inks are going to blend. So don't ever feel when this dries, you think that's not working, grab more. Absolutely, yes, it will. And it will blend like a dream, as you can see here. That's just one colour. Should we pick another colour? I won't do all of them, but you'll see from the lids what you're going to get. We'll do a separate in-depth video on all the different colours and how they come across on black and white card. But let's pick another colour for now. Let's pick, I don't know, let's pick this one. This is Cherry Bomb Shimmer. Now, Cherry Bomb, as you can see, left-hand side is a pinky red, and this side is almost a pinky purple. So we're going to get those colours on the black and white cardstock. So take our brush, on this side we get our pinky red, and then we move to this side, we get our purple. And you can't see that very clearly here, so I'll lift that up in just a second for you, because obviously the overhead camera can't always grab that detail without you giving it a little wiggle. So that is the pink and the purple. That is your Cherry Bomb Shimmer. So if I do that for you, can you now see the colour difference? They're beautiful. Let's do a couple more. Let's go with Sweet Treat Shimmer. Now this one, I need to change my brush, or let me wipe off what I have on my brush. Let me just wipe this off on a spare piece of card. I'm not going to worry too much. And we'll come back in with that same brush. It's absolutely fine. So look at this. This is a bright yellow. And yes, it's all the inks off of that brush. So the bright yellow, and then we take it onto our card and it turns pink. So let me lift that up for you again so you can see. Can you see that's pink? That's more of a purple, that's pink. It's very hard in this lighting, but you can get the idea of how they work. So let's try another one. Let's try this one. And then we might try a blue and a brown. We'll try these two for you as well. So let's start with that brown actually. The reason I want to start with that brown is it's a really intense, beautiful brown. But the colour that comes from it, if I lift this up, is amazing. So we have the brown colour. It's a nice earthy brown. It has like a cool tone to it. It's beautiful. So that's your brown. And then when we pop it on here, it's just blue. It's blue. You can see it's blue. So you've got a bright blue colour coming through there. And can you see on these colours, you still get that hint of interference coming through. I hope you can pick that up. It's very tricky, isn't it, on the overhead camera, but I think you can get it. Yeah, you can grab those little tones of colour coming through. So they're super pretty. They are just amazing colours. They really are. But what you need to remember is you can blend them as well. So we'll do some blending in a second. Let's just do that green because that's going to be a really lovely one to see as well. So on white card, use it in your usual way. You get the white, you get the greens, sorry. And then on black card, you get this beautiful, beautiful purple colour. How cool is that? It looks similar to that, but it actually isn't when you use it. It's just, unfortunately, the light. Can you see that's much more vibrant? That's more of a purple and that's more of a pinky tone. But you can see how wonderfully they work. Let me bring in one of my favourite colours, actually, the last one. I said I wasn't going to do them all, but I seem to be working my way through, don't I? Paint shimmer. Look at that. Electric pink. Stunning on your white card. And then on your black card, I can't work out if it's green or if it's silver, but either way, it's absolutely beautiful. So this is what your inks are going to do. They're going to transform colours from white card to black card. Completely different. What I'm going to do is pop these to one side and I'm going to bring in this piece of, it was actually a very old stamping block from many, many years ago, but I now use it for my backgrounds. So I'm going to bring pink champagne, sweet treat, because I'm going to get pink, yellow. Should we go with the blue? Let's go with the blue. These seem to be colours I'm very drawn to. So I'm going to bring in some water and I'm going to bring in some more cardstock. So I've got a little mixing palette here. So we have our black and our, this is actually a creamy colour cardstock. So this will give us a different look yet again. A little bit of this as well, but we'll see how we go. So I'm going to start with my sweet treats. Okay, so let's pop these here. Start with sweet treats onto our mat. Wow, look at that yellow. So just as a yellow, it's incredibly beautiful anyway. Mist. Bring in your cardstock. Pick up this colour. Look at that. I'm going to grab the rest of it. Look at that. Stunning. We'll leave that to one side. We will give our mat a little wipe because I don't want my ink pads to get damaged. Back in with the yellow. That is the sweet treat shimmer. Sweet treat shimmer again. And then we're going to bring the black cardstock in. Don't know if you can pick that up already, but that's coming through beautifully. I'm actually going to pick that up And for now, I'm going to just pop that down so I can take all of that colour. It's going to look very strange for now, but hopefully you can see, because it's actually the sweet treat, which is the pink and the yellow, this is starting to dry pink. So we'll put that on that side. So we've got one either side so you can see where we're going. I'm going to give this another little wipe off, and then we'll come in with the next colour. That one. We'll come in with the blue. We'll come in with the blue. This is your sapphire gold. And we're going to need that again in a minute. So we'll come in with the water. And then we'll use our cardstock. Look at that. Can you see how it's gone from blue to green? Because it's mixed with the yellow. And that's what I mean about water reactive. They're going to work and blend incredibly well. Look at that. It is just stunning. It's stunning, just those two colours. And then we're going to wipe again because we don't want to contaminate the ink pad. And we're going to bring that sapphire gold back in again. And we're going to use that on the black card. Mist again. And then it's a little bit wet there, that's fine. And we're going to pop that into our card. And I hope you can start to see, whoops, the green turning gold within that pink. I've got very grubby hands already, but it's the nature of the job we're doing here. I'm going to pop that like so, and we're going to wait for this to dry. This is going to be beautiful. So bear with me when we do this. You could probably get another piece of cardstock and use more of this ink. But for today, we're just going to crack on and do what we're doing. The next one we're going to use, we've got blue underneath, so we need to watch that. We're going to use our incredibly vibrant pink champagne. So we'll use that next. Let's grab that. I will show you this afterwards because this is just outstandingly gorgeous. And oh my days, look at that. Isn't that just divine? So it's beautifully blended. So even the pink and the blue is now blended into a purple. And I kind of don't want to wipe that off, but I do want to wipe it off. I think, oh, let me be brave. No, be sensible. Don't be brave. Take that off there. Bring in that again. A little bit of water. I think I'm almost out of water. We will pop this on because this should give us another tone of colour. Wow. I don't think you can even see that yet. I think you can see it starting, but this is more of a porous, non-porous cardstock really. It is porous, but it's a much thicker cardstock, so it's drying slower, but we'll get that. You'll see at the end how amazing that comes out. But I think you can possibly see the colours starting to settle. I certainly can. So the next one is going to be our warm chestnut. Let me clear off that mat because this is I've made a little bit of a mess on my desk, but we can clear up afterwards. Actually, let me take that colour off there. Pop that down. And now we're going to bring in our warm chestnut. Look at that. That's a brown. How gorgeous is that? So part of me is very terrified of this. Part of me is thinking, am I going to ruin it? Am I going to ruin it? Oh, what do we do? What do we do? Should we take an older piece of cardstock? I think, let me take another piece when we did our testing and see what happens. Let's just Is that going to be too much? I think it might be too heavy on what we're doing. Oh my goodness though, but can you start to see the purple coming through on that? I think that might be nice on the black cardstock. Maybe not on the white. Maybe let's not do that on the white. Let me see if we can pop this onto the black. That's better on the black because it's got a blue tinge to it. I'm getting brave now. I'm getting grubby, but I'm brave. Let's do that. And then we will, yeah, that's going to be great. So now what I need to do is dry this one off so you can see the best results for this. And I will be back to you when I've tidied up and I can show you all the great results we've achieved. I'm a little bit tidier. I'm still very grubby. I still have messy hands, but I'm a very happy lady. So the results are incredible. This is one of the backgrounds we've created, and you can see there is still the shimmer coming through. Hopefully you can see that. If not, you will see it at home. The shimmer is still coming through on that. Beautiful, beautiful background. Die cut this, use it as a background. Silhouette stamps on the front, silhouette dies on the front. It would be incredible. Now this is hard to see, but it is stunning. So if I hold this up, if I do this, there you go. So you can now see all of those colours that have dried on here. I can see it a lot more vibrantly than you can, but I'm sure that's coming through well now. Okay. It'll be even better when it's fully dry. These are a couple that I did beforehand in another video. This is just the very simple two colours, which is that champagne pink and that sapphire. And this was it on the black cardstock. So this was just picking up the extra bits from the black cardstock. So you can see once it's really dried, it's beautifully, beautifully shimmery. So there you go. That is our interference dye and pigment mix ink pads. They are glorious. They are going to work with your layering stencils. They are going to work with your stamping. They're going to work with your background techniques and anything else really that you want to do that is a water-based project. Enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for further videos on the interference ink pads. We'll be doing future videos too, covering other techniques, and we will also be doing many videos on our wonderful chalk finish blending inks. So thank you again, and we'll see you on the next video.